So okay, in this video we're going to have a quick look at how I do my gun rigging. Most people who have ever used a Lightwave for rigging objects are going to be familiar with this method, and you might as well just turn off now because what we're doing is a targeted null. For anybody who's never done it though, hopefully this helps. So as we can see here, I have a bunch of railgun turrets. And I actually already have a whole bunch of these little nulls set up. Right waist, lower, front railgun, for example, right waist, upper, etc, etc. So if I select one of these nulls, here we'll grab the right waist, upper. I've got my scene editor over on the other side here just to make my life a little easier. So if we select this null, it's tied to this railgun here, and rather than having to keyframe the railgun, all I have to do is move this null to wherever in the scene I want the gun to be pointing, and it automatically does the rest. This is actually really helpful for anybody who does animation. You'll see it in a lot of NewTek's proper videos and the like. This type of stuff makes an animator's life 20 times easier. So how do we do it? Well, I need to parent this gun down here to 1. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to actually do this from scratch on this gun just to show you the actual steps that I do, rather than doing it from further along. I'm just going to find which of my many railguns here this one actually is. So this is railgun turret 5. First off, what we need to do with this actual railgun is we need to make certain some movement constraints are set up. So we're going to hit M, which will bring up our movement options. We're going to go to our controller and limits. Then we're going to set a pitch and a bank limit on this one, which is basically we want the pitch to be able so that it can't pitch, and our bank, we actually want it to be 180, 180. So what this is doing is it's preventing this from turning left or right or up and down. And then on our it's of course parented to a null so that it moves along with the entire rig. And then the barrel, we want to do the opposite. So we've got bank and heading limits are 0. That stops it from being able to move left and right or roll. But then our pitch limits are set to the limits of the barrel's deflection. So in this case the barrel can deflect 1.5 degrees down, or if down's towards the ship, or 27 degrees elevation. So that's that part set up. Then we want to go and make a null, and in here we want to click the little edit button, and we're going to call this null left, lower, front, waist, rail, target. And we're going to give it the label left, waist, lower, front, rail, gun, and I'm going to make it a diamond. And actually we'll come in here in a moment and we will change this, because we didn't want a diamond, we wanted a triangle. But for the moment we'll move this forwards and get it roughly where we want it Then we're going to hit properties on it. We're going to come into here and we're going to change this to a pyramid. I think it's pyramid. And I'm just going to rotate this on the pitch 90 degrees. Just for my ease's sake, it's just my preference. And bring it down to where I want it, roughly down here. So, coming back to Railgun Turret 5 here, in its motion options, I'm going to go target, and I'm going to find in my list the null we just made, which is this one here. We'll notice it's instantly moved towards it, and I'm going to grab the barrel, and I'm going to do the same thing. And one other thing I need to do here is, if we look at my scene, you'll notice that all my gun nulls are all rigged to this null here called gun rig. And this null I made here isn't, so I'm just going to grab it and drag it up and merge it onto that rig. So now this gun's going to happily follow wherever I move my target, which for animation is a lot easier. So I've done this for all but two of the guns, main guns on this now, and then I've got to do all these point defense guns before we start looking at some other stuff over here. Anyway, that's how I'm doing my gun rigging. I hope this helps. I'll talk to you all later.